Good morning to all the main listeners and viewers of Yom Yom Pasosior. Today, Kislev, we had the privilege to pray with a great sage. There was a lot of good energy and joy with the rabbi. The rabbi lit candles and prayed for everyone, that all the prayers of the people of Israel will be accepted favorably. Amen. May it be his will. And he loves all the people of Israel and has expressed his opinion many times that once he prayed with him and was in a long prayer for a long time. He expressed his belief that whatever he asks for, he will receive with God's help. So everyone, be calm. He mentioned several times that he knows there are many people who it pains them that they make an effort and come from afar, and supposedly he didn't speak with them. So I bless everyone here. The rabbi moved his hand from one end to the other and blessed everyone. I counted this 3 or 4 times when the rabbi expressed his opinion on this. But when he blesses everyone, know that you should be happy even if he didn't speak to you. Think that he spoke to you and ask for what you want, and with God's help, you will receive it. I noticed today at the opening that the rabbi was extremely joyful. Before that, the rabbi went to the heavens as usual, prayed, and then I saw the rabbi with coins in his hand. I asked the rabbi, what's the deal with all the coins that the rabbi said that he has an idea from Job that whenever he gave a coin to Job, he was blessed, as the father of the land says. So Job apparently took coins and distributed them in the name of God, and that's how the rabbi brought them blessings in abundance. Therefore, I see that the rabbi gives a lot. The rabbi said, maybe this is the source of the whole idea that there are teachers who focus on dollars and coins. Maybe this is the place. And so, everything was blessed with God's help. The rabbi distributed and continues to distribute all the time. Then a Jewish man asked the rabbi for a blessing to find a job. The rabbi asked him, what job? You need a job. You need a livelihood. Ask the rabbi for sustenance from God. The rabbi said there are 3 levels: job, livelihood, and sustenance. We ask God for sustenance, which is holiness. Then the rabbi explained, when the Israelites left Egypt and went into the desert, I would be worried about food, cookies, something. Who thinks about money and gold? It is written that they emptied all of Egypt, made it like a deep sea. They took everything, all the jewelry. Is that what occupies you now? Return it. They didn't even have food. They were stopped. They ate. Didn't you worry about food? Apparently, money was more important. So the rabbi explained why and how this could be. The rabbi explained that sometimes when you receive the Torah, you need tools. If you have the Torah and you don't have the tools, you have nothing to do with it. In order to spread the teachings of God in the world and to magnify his name, you must have the appropriate tools for it. Therefore, this matter is so important to the rabbi. The rabbi blesses all of Israel with holy service. The rabbi constantly asks this from God. The rabbi always says, I am fortunate that at the age of 20, I asked God for holy service and not for gifts from flesh and blood. He sees that when you ask something from a person, you become dependent on them. You need them. It's uncomfortable. You become reliant. And God doesn't want you to be like that. The rabbi always teaches us, sometimes you reach a certain position, you are a judge. He says, always be careful and not to be influenced by anyone. Do not be afraid of any person. That's the rabbi's constant message. Always be clean, be pure, so that the Torah will be for its own sake. When a person depends on others, it can be disruptive. Therefore, the rabbi always asks that God grants him abundance, blessing, and livelihood, leaving those who are fortunate to give from their wealth for this cause. Afterward, the rabbi blessed everyone. I'll use the rabbi's words that everyone should receive this blessing and said to everyone, may you be abundant with influences, joy, and good things that will flow through God's ways, and may you achieve the level where your heart lifts your feet, as it is written about King David, who would leap beside the Torah scroll, beside the tabernacle, because with this power, a person understands who God is and what the Holy Torah is, and his heart lifts his body. The rabbi blessed everyone to achieve this joy, and we saw that the rabbi was truly in great joy today. Afterward, the rabbi sang a song of joy with everyone, and then the rabbi asked everyone to sing Leshadodi together. Something the rabbi had never done before, for the first time. The rabbi sang the entire Lechadodi from the beginning. I was sure it would be just one verse, but the rabbi sang it all, from start to finish. I don't know why, but may we merit the influence of Shabbat, blessed from this blessing for the entire week, for the whole year, and for life. The rabbi opened the ark, recited the Parashat Haman and Shirat Hayam as usual, and then they told the rabbi a miracle story. Today there were several miracles about dreams. I saw something amazing. A Jewish man came to the rabbi and said, listen, you appeared to me in a dream and told me that my name is not good. I don't remember the exact words, but you told me to change it. The rabbi asked him what his name was, and he said, Eliron. The rabbi responded, wow, that really is not a good name. I will indeed change it. Then the rabbi told him to change it from Eliron to Elia Aharon, because Eliron can be transformed into Elia Aharon. The rabbi looked at us and said, look at this. He really needs to change it. What a wonder. Through the dream, during the audience, there was another one like this. He came to the rabbi and told him that his son hadn't spoken for a long time and the doctors didn't know what to do. Then he had a dream, and in his eyes, he doesn't observe the commandments. He said, Rabbi, I don't know you. You came to me in a dream and told me that this is where it ends. Everything will be fine. So I came to you in reality." And the rabbi said, "Know that just as in the dream, so it will be in reality. This is where it will end." Usually the rabbi says, "In the blessing of enjoyment, out loud." Here he didn't tell him, I did it for him. He acted in the dream, and you can really see it clearly. I know of 2 miracle stories that happened yesterday. One person told me he came here, I helped him, he called me to come, and he went to his uncle who needed to have his leg amputated. He tried, and it seemed like the rabbi didn't pay attention to him. Note that all those who think that if the rabbi doesn't pay attention, it's not good or something like that, it's a lie. These are illusions. It's the evil inclination. This person, the rabbi didn't pay attention to him twice. He came to me and said, "Listen, why didn't the rabbi pay attention to me?" I told him, "Tomorrow you will see a miracle." I told him, "Don't worry. The rabbi has revealed his opinion several times. Take the rabbi's prayer and healing and read it." The person just left here and called me on the phone saying, "Listen, this is not logical." They called me now, did some tests, and saw that they don't need to amputate the leg. They can't explain it. I'm telling you, it happened here. There was another case that also supports this direction, where a woman who doesn't know the rabbi and has no way to reach him asked to have her name given to the rabbi. So someone said, "I'll do a good deed and give the name." He wrote it down and probably added to it. He called out the names. There was a page full of names. Apparently his wife didn't know and threw it away. The next day he arrives at the branch. He takes out his suit pocket, looks for the page, can't find it. He gets to the rabbi. The rabbi says, "Say all the names again." He says, "Wow." And then the woman did more tests after the blessing in the country. They say, "Listen, something here is not clear." They didn't talk to her. Why? Because they saw things disappearing, and it didn't make sense. They said, "This is a problem. You should send your test results abroad where there are better diagnostic options." She waited anxiously for 4 months, and yesterday she received an answer that there was nothing. It was a 3-centimeter growth that she saw as a lump with her own eyes. And she says, "Everything disappearing like this doesn't make sense." But the novelty in his eyes was not coming here. He just wrote it on a note. And even the note reached the rabbi. The note disappeared. "Come, Rabbi." From here we see the rabbi revealed. The rabbi said several times, "All those who made an effort and wrote me a note, I pray and ask God every day that all those who just wrote me a note, even if it didn't reach my hands, will receive the salvation they need." So we see it clearly, and with God's help, may we all remember after wonderful miracles. One rabbi came from America, a descendant of the author of Divrei Emet. The rabbi blessed him and was so moved that he said, "I have completed this book over 200 times. Every Friday evening, I would finish it." The rabbi often expressed that this book brings fear of heaven and purity. It's a small book, but with a lot of quality and power. The rabbi mentioned that he is a descendant of the Tosefet Yom Tov. And the rabbi said that the Baal Shem Tov was similar to the Tosefet Yom Tov. He wasn't the only one impressed. He told him, "Rabbi, that's exactly the name of my synagogue in America." He replied, "America, it's not empty. America, the name of the house is a sign of divine providence. You know, another sign from God." Then a Jewish man brought a mezuzah to the rabbi. Usually, when someone brings a mezuzah to the rabbi, it's a mezuzah written on the night of the 15th of the month. Many times, he asked me personally to write mezuzot on the night of the 14th of the month. He has a lot of interest in this, someone who is a scribe and wants to bring it. Until now, I tell you, David, a little on the night of the 14th, meaning I had Thursday, to try to immerse in the mikveh. For the sake of heaven, you don't need more than that. To write it by the light of the moon, to open a window in the small room where you write at night on the 14th, and to write and bring it to the rabbi afterward. Anyone who can do this now, it's time to bring it in the evening with your name and phone number so they can get back to you if the rabbi joins. So apparently someone heard me talking and did it, and he brought it in the evening. Today, a mezuzah that was written. Now, the rabbi looks at the parchment. This mezuzah was written on the night of Advent, I told him. Yes. He asked me, "Who brought you the mezuzah?" If we asked, that's what we asked for, right? He told me to call him. It was here. The rabbi was talking to me. I called him. There I was like, "What's the matter?" I called. He was waiting but didn't answer me. The rabbi at 8:20 in the morning. After that, he answered me. They told me, yes. I told him, "This is David Malka regarding the mezuzah you sent." I said, wow. The first lines I understood from the beginning about the contradiction and didn't know it was the night of the 15th. I thought it was a mistake. So I started to celebrate, not on the night of the holiday. and the action that took place on the night of the holiday. I told him, Rabbi, Rabbi, forgive me, Rabbi, this is not on the night of the holiday. You are testing me. So we see from here how much the rabbi sees everything. People come, they get stuck, and think maybe the rabbi didn't notice. The rabbi knows everything and sees everything, and we see how clearly they receive this pure faith. And then he arrived, the rabbi walked around the whole area, and suddenly he saw a zebra toy, a plastic zebra. He asked, who brought this here? They said, we don't know, there's a zebra here. He said, do you know why God sent this here? God is speaking to me through this. Zebra, the first thing, it means created by God. It's a beautiful creation. Secondly, a zebra is like Joseph's coat of many colors. God wants to remind me, you should know, remember, that all the suffering you hear from people is because of the sale of Joseph. Abu said, I always see the number of the year of Joseph's sale in front of my eyes. The year is 2216. Why? Because to this day, all the suffering that the people of Israel endure is because of the brothers selling Joseph. That's why we eat karpas, in memory of the stripes of Joseph's coat. You should always remember the bitterness of Joseph. The rabbi brought me the verse from the general rectification that all the suffering is not in his friend's foot, iron came into his soul. To this day, you should know that all the troubles are because of that sale. We see what baseless hatred is. We see how this thing repeats itself. And if we had repented, it would have ended. Apparently, if we are still experiencing the pain, it means we are still in that problem. It seems we still haven't rectified the sale of Joseph. How many times do people among us suffer in pain and we still humiliate them and go through trials without caring about them? The rabbi expressed his opinion that everything he goes through, he spoke to him about trials. The rabbi said, I thank God for all the trials that God gives me, all the suffering and hardships that a person goes through in this world. They should know that God is elevating them in levels, because if you don't go through anything, how will you rise? As long as you stand through the trials, you and all the righteous ones, Joseph the righteous, Isaac, Jacob, all of them, see how much they went through. Our forefather Abraham, the trials show a person as a banner to be raised. We should accept everything with faith, with God's help, accept everything with love for God. With God's help, we should merit a peaceful Shabbat, in joy and abundance, and in peace.